All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets and the crypto gaming markets today, as we've seen some big news today from Polygon, a big partnership that they teased yesterday that they just launched today. We'll go over that, as well as my thesis on the markets and some big updates, some of the things that I feel like, with Vulcan Forged, with everything that Anthony Scaramucci and Skybridge Capital have brought to the table. They are doing massive things and onboarding very quickly ever since the acquisition and the capital really from Skybridge Capital. So we'll talk about that. And then we have a really big giveaway to get into. I'm super excited about it. We're talking about really big brands and IP. So that'll be at the end of the show. You'll definitely want to stick around for that. Be sure to like the video down below and subscribe for everyday shows here on Crypto Banter. Shout out to our sponsors quickly. Animoca Brands, the biggest Web3 gaming company in the world. Unix Gaming, one of the leading gaming infrastructures in all of the blockchain. Myria, one of the leading L2s, as well as gaming studios in the space. MEXC, the official exchange of the Banter show, as well as Spintop, the official GameFi index of the In the Game show. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. You can check out more on our sponsors in the link down below. Let's talk about the markets real quick, guys, because we're seeing 16K Bitcoin. We're seeing 1,100 or so on Ethereum, and my sentiment's really just been the same this entire time. And I know it's really hard sometimes to sit on your hands and let the market play out and just have that conviction that you're not missing out on anything right now. And I think that having no position is a position. And I've been preaching this on the show, time after time. But there's one big thing that we're seeing, and I don't think we're seeing the lows of this cycle yet. I think with the economy, everything to come, in the U.S. alone, I think the markets, the traditional markets, have not bottomed. The S&P 500 hasn't bottomed, and we haven't seen really the true bottom of crypto. I think that when we're looking at Bitcoin at 16 in this climate where I actually don't think the recession is priced in at all, once again, given where the S&P is, I think that we're potentially going to see, I don't know, to make a prediction, I would probably say 12K Bitcoin at some point. I think you're going to realistically have your opportunities to have a 12K Bitcoin here in the short to midterm. I would probably say midterm. But I think, when you have that conviction over the long term, that is going to be a fantastic time to really start getting into those types of positions. And this is never financial advice, but this is one thing you have to always consider. When it rains, no one likes to go to the gym. Whenever the market's down, no one likes to get into the market. They run away. Whenever the real estate goes down, everyone runs away. But the people who actually stay in the market, the sharks, the ones that are protecting their capital, which is much more important than anything, that's what you need to be doing at all times. You are protecting your capital. That is a skill alongside investing your capital. And, the biggest players are, some of them are holding cash assets. Some of them are holding stable coins to be able to be ready for those times to buy into these types of investments. And the sharks are staying involved in the industry. And I think that's some mentality that you could definitely use, because in every market, in every industry, the fish run away whenever, the market goes down. But the sharks stay involved in the market. And that's what this show is about, is trying to make you a shark in the market, trying to make you really look at it with a longer lens and a bigger picture. A bull run is going to take just as long to play out as the bear market takes to develop as well. That's, the uptrend, you're going to have plenty of time, and picking the bottom is going to be very hard. But with the things around the corner, always look at every factor, from inflation, from the Fed to real estate markets in America, to the debt crisis in America that's probably coming, the everything bubble. I just think we're going to see a lot lower prices. So when we're building our watch list, we really need to keep our watch list with a lot of high conviction projects. Obviously, I have the highest conviction. I'll say my top project looking into the next bull market is going to be Polygon. And Polygon, right now sitting at 84 cents, about an $8.5 billion market cap. They've already onboarded brands like Nike, Stripe, Meta. That means Instagram. That means Facebook. We're talking about Disney. We're talking about so many real world integrations, real world businesses that they're going to be integrating in for 2, 3, 5, 10 years to go in the future. And they're still onboarding more. Today, they even got involved with Magic Eden, which is, I would say the most popular by far Solana NFT platform. So Magic Eden today, we are continuing our multi-chain vision by adding Polygon as our third chain. We can't wait to partner with world-class game devs, creators, and everyday brands joining Web3. So as we see, Polygon will now be integrated on Magic Eden, and I do love this. I mean, it's a really good solution for Polygon to be able to onboard to their platform, and the way that I would say the experience, right, the user experience on Magic Eden is really solid, and I think that that's definitely a really strong partnership for Polygon, and it also gives me conviction for Solana. A lot of what Magic Eden's roots are with the Solana ecosystem, so I think it does speak volumes in the trust to see Polygon still kind of going on and onboarding with a Magic Eden, being very closely integrated with Solana and kind of having a public stigma with Solana. And let's talk about Solana. I think that we've really seen a long drawdown, right? Let's just see, like, over the last month, ever since the FTX news, we were at $37 on Solana. You're looking at an $11.90 Solana today, and the market cap has fallen all the way to $6 billion. This is a tough one, and I think for now it can definitely have some more downside, because we're looking at a market, like I said, that I don't think we found the bottom of, for example. But with Solana, you're looking at a lot of integrations. They do have a lot going on, a lot of games coming to the platform. Their network is super efficient. It's not broken all the time like people always make the jokes to be, for example. Like, there is nothing wrong with Solana, but the public ties to SBF, to FTX, the entire ecosystem of Alameda, there was just a lot of investment strategically into Solana, backing by SBF, etc., and a lot of public stigma around that. So it took a very hard tumble, much more of a tumble than any other altcoin. But nothing is wrong with Solana. So definitely consider that. Always, is it a project thing, or is it a completely news-based thing based on something that was literally probably the biggest black swan event we've ever seen in crypto with the FTX thing? And that's just my opinion. I do think Solana will survive. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about Solana, but I'm not too worried for the future of Solana. And I definitely think that they will come out on the other side as still a very reputable project, out of this. The tumble in price due to that association has nothing to do with the project, in my opinion. Now let's talk about Vulcan Forged, because Vulcan Forged, amongst my top crypto gaming altcoins over time, Vulcan Forged has just never done anything but rise on my list. And yeah, exactly. No fundamentals have changed, Ryan. Exactly. Everything's the exact same. And if anything, we love the projects that keep on building. And the ones that are keeping on building is definitely PYR, Vulcan Forged. And I think that when you look at everything they're doing, they have rose on my list, like I said, more than any other project, I think, in the crypto gaming space over the last 12 months, as we're seeing them now at a $70 million market cap or so, and $130 million fully diluted market cap. I think long term, we're going to get back the explosive, the Vulcan Forged, first and foremost, is a very high volume token, as we're seeing, still is maintaining high volume for a crypto gaming token. And the all-time high for Vulcan Forged was up at $44. Vulcan Forged continues to bring stuff to the table. We're seeing them onboard former Immutable and EA Sports marketing leaders joining Web3 studio Vulcan Forged. And I do think Anthony Scaramucci had his hands in this as well. Him and Jamie Thompson have been absolutely killing it as far as onboarding, getting them launched on Coinbase basically immediately after the Skybridge investment. And we're seeing Scaramucci showing that support again after the investment. Bigger, better, stronger, bear or bull at Jamie Thompson. So onboarding Chris Bowden, 9-year career at Electronic Arts. Very, very impressive. And that's not all. I mean, they are coming out with a lot of updates. This is the reason right here that one of the name reasons whenever Skybridge Capital, Anthony Scaramucci's fund, invested into Vulcan Forged, they wanted to get involved with MetaScapes, their metaverse building platform. That's going to be basically a SaaS, a software as a service. It's you use it and you can build your own metaverse. It's a software for you to be able to use to build your own metaverse. Anybody must be able to create a metaverse. Blockchain can monetize creativity and make it immutable. A continuously evolving world with no boundaries is a thing of beauty. And I mean, this footage does look impressive. And if this is the type of quality that we're going to get out of the MetaScapes platform, I can 100, like, Vulcan Forged is going to be explosive on the other side of all of this development. And I am super stoked to see what comes out of it. And just to recap, so onboarding Chris Bowden, Scaramucci, super excited about the hire. Berserk Game Season 3 coming out soon. 100K prize pool for Berserk Season 3. And that's what it's all about, incentivizing players every single season to play the games. 100K prize pool for Berserk Season 3. Berserk is free to play. If I'm not mistaken, it's free to play. And peer social mentions up 15%. So they have a lot going on behind closed doors. And I really do think that Vulcan Forged has a ton of potential on the other side. And let's just kind of talk about where we're at in the market. Like, as far as our watch list, I've kind of been vetting more projects. On the last bull run, for example, and even during the bear market, I wasn't as high on stuff, let's just say like Theta, for example. But over time, doing more research, diving into it, you know, Theta really and truly is, for example, the Twitch of crypto gaming at this very moment in time. They definitely hold, I mean, other than Twitch themselves, which doesn't even host most Web3 games, like you can't even put the Web3 game in your category for the most part. You're talking about Theta, who is actually like a Web3 gaming like Twitch platform. I think that, you know, I've kind of overlooked it in the past, and it's one that's really made it on my watch list. So the one thing that comes out of this, guys, is always be vetting projects, always be diving in. Will this project have gaming utility? Will this project have utility that's going to actually host projects? Is it infrastructure? Is it a studio? Is it a blockchain? Is it a layer 2? Is it a marketplace? What are they? Is it a distribution platform? There's so many different things in the crypto gaming space that a project could fill that void. And there's the business of crypto gaming. $7 billion coming into the space over the last 9 months. It is absolutely, I mean, over the first 3 quarters. So we'll see what the numbers end up with all the funding in the space. But the numbers don't lie. The players getting involved, no pun intended, with crypto gaming, getting involved are bigger than ever. And I think that anyone diving deep, analyzing, building those watch lists and vetting projects on this side of the market, like I said at the beginning of the show, becoming a shark, not running away when it rains. I think that's going to be the most valuable asset for you in this time period, to keep diving deep into these markets and educating on tokenomics too, because there are projects with the tokenomics issues. There are projects and understanding tokenomics is something that I actually really want to go over. So tomorrow we're going to go over how to go over crypto. We're going to go over crypto gaming tokenomics, because I see a lot of questions about different projects. And some of these projects do have massive tokenomics issues. And I want to talk about not these projects necessarily, but what to look for. There will be examples made to kind of show why, even though, for example, I might be super bullish on Gala or I might be super bullish on Immutable, that does not mean that their tokens are going to perform as well. And that's why, when we're diving into the markets, when you look at those tokenomics, there are a couple flaws: supply, vesting schedules, etc. We'll go over all of that. I'm going to show you exactly how to dig deep and analyze these tokenomics, so that way you can kind of grasp and educate yourself on how to read them for yourselves and vet projects, because you always want to know how to kind of figure out, is there dump potential over my head? Like, when there's a massive discrepancy in fully diluted market cap, that probably means that there is, but you need to understand what the vesting schedule is and what the risk of that is. And let's talk about the very last thing on this show before tomorrow's show. And we're going to be giving away 30 RedBull, ByBit, and RedBull Racing NFTs on this show. So right now we're going to give away 30 RedBull, ByBit, and RedBull, Azuki, and ByBit NFTs. In the description below, you can hit the link. 30 NFTs. Now, this is going to be absolutely sick. We're talking about huge IP with RedBull Racing, Azuki, and ByBit. And I mean, the way that the graphics, the way that this looks is absolutely insane. I've submitted. I'm going to try to win. we're going to see. Test your luck in the description down below. We're going to give out 30 Azuki, RedBull Racing, and ByBit NFTs. So go hit the description. All you have to do is follow the Crypto Banter Twitter and then link your wallet that you would like to, enter with the NFT. And then you are all set to go. Good luck. And I hope, I hope as many of you can get involved. And we'll do the drawing here in about 24 hours from now. So yeah, guys, we will catch you on tomorrow's show. Be sure to like the video and comment down below your thoughts and subscribe for more daily shows here on Crypto Banter. I'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week here before Thanksgiving. As always, play well, my friends.